Episodes 5 and 6 of Vanderpump Rules season 6 are just mwah. We will be doing both episodes 5 and 6 today because they are one. They're perfect together. So let's get into that right now. So we're coming off of Schwartz making out with the girl at Bungalow, or right? And Katie, Ariana, and Stassi walk into Katie's apartment where Jax is on his stupid little scooter. He loves his scooter. He's like, oh, this will be a good bit for cameras. So she kicks him out. The conversation goes down with Kristen, Carter, Stassi, Ariana, and Tom all in the room. Katie tries to put her foot down. She tries to put her foot down. This is the last time you get away with the whole excuse, I don't remember, I was wasted. Guess what? Well, if you want to be married to me, you're not going to be wasted another day in your life. And Schwartz goes, you're not going to tell me what to do ever. And then in his confessional, he's like, she's not my mom. I'm an adult. Yeah, you sound like a real grown-up right now. Katie's like, I'm telling you not to get blackout drunk so you don't cheat on me again. And you're saying that's too much. And Katie then gives a speech that is so cheesy. And I'm sorry, she is fake crying. There are no tears coming out. Like, she's like, everyone tells me like he really loves you. He really loves you. And I'm like, I know, but I let you go and I trust you. And I say, have fun, bub. Who are you? I don't know you because you're not the person I married. Okay, first of all, he's exactly the person you married. Okay, weren't you guys fighting about him, whether or not he actually cheated on you, like actually had sex with someone in Vegas? Wasn't that like a fight that was happening at your bachelorette party? So it's exactly who you married, 100%. But okay. But the funny thing is they're cutting around all the other people in the scene who are just sitting there, and like Stassi's trying to make herself cry. I swear she's making a face like, come on, you can get a tear out. But it feels very fake. The whole thing feels very fake. Next day, Katie is at SUR, and then Lala's there. So she needs to talk about like what happened, why now. And Katie's actually surprised that Scheana told Lala as soon as possible what I said as a joke. And I'm like, it wasn't a joke. You meant it sincerely. It's okay. Because this is what I think, too, what's interesting about season 6 is that both Scheana and Katie are like kind of equally petty and bad at this whole trying to be friends and make up thing, you know? So anyway, Lala tells Katie the details and how he was calling her friend Bubba all night. So Lisa's there and she's got a little scene with Katie. So Katie goes in and talks in like a little side room, and Lisa continues with this bullshit about how I'm thinking twice about going into business with someone who would do this. That's too dangerous for me. I'll talk to him. He's got every reason to be scared. This is a perfect storyline for me to thread myself through your lives. I have to make sure I stay relevant somehow. The three fucking stooges go to this painting place, and Schwartz is trying not to drink to be respectful to Katie, but the guys obviously don't give a shit about that. And Tom busts out absinthe. Absinthe in the middle of the day? Ew. Meanwhile, Brittany, Kristen, and Katie go get drinks, letting them know that she's still going forward with their housewarming party, which is like, okay. Lala is invited, and Katie's like, no, I'm like cool with her, but I'm annoyed that Scheana told her what I had said. Katie can't wait, though, to bring up Rob kissing someone at Toca Madera. So he's like, if she's going to do that to me, I'm going to do this to her. It's just how it is. Like, they are tit for tatting left and right. But here's also what's so great about this show. Someone at SUR, Jen Bush, who we've seen in the background before, she works at Toca Madera as well. And she saw Rob kiss a girl when she was working. And also Rob had said something like, I'm not even really with Scheana or something like that. This is hilarious because the very next scene is Scheana hosting a whole little night with Tom and Ariana at Rob's house that's getting catered. It's just an excuse for him to show off his house, which is also what's funny at the reunion because Lala calls her out like, you got a guy who is thirsty to come on this show. And she's like, I had to force him to film. Girl, he can't wait to show off his treasures. It's like an ad for him and his life. Of course, she has to throw shade at Shay. She's like, look, when I was eating dino nuggets on TV trays, that was okay, but this is better. Okay. At one point, Rob goes, dessert and sex are very similar. And Sheena goes, good thing you're getting both tonight. And it's a little awkward. But then Tom whispers to Ariana, can we be on that level? And at first she doesn't react. And then he goes again, can we be on that level? I don't even know what she says. But then they're talking about how like Shay or the divorce or whatever when it's coming up. And she goes, yeah, me and Rob, we can't get married until July. I'm kidding. It's just jokes. Like, I'm just kidding. Everyone's uncomfortable. Every single person. All right. Schwartz, he has finished up his... Oh, this is weird editing, actually. I just realized the timing of this is weird. So they show this Sheena hosting a night with Tom and Ariana. And then the next scene is during the day. And it's Schwartz coming back with the portrait of Tom. I just realized that. This scene should have been first if we're going in like what would be chronological order. But I get that they were trying to do like okay, if we're going to show this scene here, and then we're going to show this scene here. The timing of this whole thing is actually a little off because I don't think Kristen, Katie, and Brittany really then got drinks at that time. Interesting. Okay, anyway, it doesn't really matter at all. But Schwartz comes back from painting night with the portrait he did of Tom. And he's like, this is my way of apologizing for being an idiot. And Katie rightfully goes, why wouldn't you have painted a portrait of me? And he's like, oh, yeah. Yeah. Why would a portrait of Tom be an apology to Katie at all in any way, shape, or form at all? He's like, oh, no, it doesn't work. No. Katie's like, Lisa is upset. And he's such a dick. He's like, what's the point? Because she officiated our wedding. Like, I understand. Okay. Like, he's like, I don't have it in me to be like the punching bag for Lisa so she can pretend we're idiots. But you are idiots. He seriously jokes, but I just like the taste of Jaeger. Oh. And she goes, you don't get any more guys' nights. And he's like, okay, I'm sorry. I said I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Okay. You feel better? Thanks, Schwartz. I'm sorry, all right? I'm sorry. I said I'm sorry. She says, we're married for life. You're not married to your friends. And he goes, that's the dumbest statement I've ever heard in my life. So it's just going really great. But because the Schwartz or the Jackson and Brittany of it all is worse, because, we know why, it's still bad. And it's just going to be glossed over. And Katie's going to be like, I mean, like, I'm not going to like end my marriage over it. Like, it's a make out, like, honestly, which really just shows she just gave up. She's like, this is what's going to happen. He's going to make out with people, period. Like, that's all it is. And it's sad. Lala and Ariana go shopping. And it's kind of sad seeing how happy they were as friends and like where it is now, But at this shopping excursion, Ariana opens up about how she's not really craving any P and V situation. And Lala goes, so you just give him blowies? She goes, no. Do you finger bang? No. And then she opens up. Ariana says she doesn't like anyone looking at her vagina and opens up about her abusive ex. And it just sort of all kind of paints a picture. It seems like Dan is actually the person who's sorry if you can hear a siren. It seems like with Dan, she's possibly broken the toxic guy's cycle, maybe. I don't know enough about him, but from what it seems, he seems very supportive. I can't tell. He doesn't seem like a jerk, but I don't know. I got really weird vibes at first, but again, that could have just been my own judgment. But it seems like he doesn't do abusive, shitty stuff. So that's good. Because having gone from an abusive ex to Tom, it's like, no wonder you didn't see the signs. Okay? No wonder. And it is true how in the beginning of a relationship, there's so much just energy and newness to it. And it's all very sexy and you're almost playing a part. And then the more you settle in, it is different. I can understand that. Lala then tells her about the words of affirmation she gives herself every day that her mom taught her. And I'm like, okay, well, I can't even talk about Lala right now. I'll go too deep into it. Schwartz goes to Vanderpump Dogs for his obligatory scene with Lisa so she can yell at him, and he barely has it in him for this grovel. He's like, I know I gotta do this, but I don't really want to. Lisa reaches on this one. I have an interest in your relationship, but on top of that, a partnership is like a marriage where you treat each other with respect. If you're there late at night with the keys, are you going to tell me, you know what, Lisa? I blacked out and I banged the waitress and I lost the keys because I blacked out. Is that what you're going to tell me? He's smiling. He can't even hide it. He's like, I'm taking this very seriously. I promise. I'm taking it. I am. Yes, I am taking this whole moment very. Yes, you do. I need to request you forgive me for cheating. Please, Lisa. Please. A partnership is like a marriage, so I'm very much included in this storyline. Sheena and Kristen go over to Brittany's to help her get ready for the party. And Kristen then tells Sheena about the Rob story. And Sheena immediately starts laughing. She's like, it's bullshit. It's fucking bullshit. The funny part of this is he and I don't even kiss a lot because he's not a kisser. So for him to walk in and kiss someone is laughable. I mean, Sheena, you make it so easy. Sheena, why do you make it so damn easy? Why do you make it so easy for us to make fun of you? Like, did you just say that out loud? He doesn't even really kiss me. So Kristen tells her that the reason Katie brought it up is because Sheena told Lala about Katie talking shit. Sheena cannot stand on business. So instead of just being like, yeah, fair, she says, I wasn't gossiping. First of all, Katie said something about him. And I was like, I have an obligation as Lala's friend to tell her that this is being said about her boyfriend. No, you don't have an obligation at all. Okay, you don't. But then Sheena, immediately, she's texting Rob. It's Rob. She's already texting. But Kristen doesn't care. She calls out Sheena. She's like, you're doing that fake thing where you're sitting here faking it. Like, and Sheena's like, it's okay because we're talking about cake pops now, okay? We're talking about cake pops. Sheena's like, it's very convenient that a rumor comes out about Jax and Schwartz, and then now my perfect boyfriend is a cheater too. Yeah, right. I mean, she's not wrong. I don't think Katie meant, I guess she did. Katie meant it. Exactly the way she did it. She's like, aha, I can get you back too. Boom. And they did. Hello, She's Speaking listeners. This episode is proudly brought to you by Lola V. Lola V is Jennifer Aniston's award-winning hair care line, and that woman knows hair and knows that we put our hair through the ringer. So let's talk ingredients. Lola V is all about naturally derived plant-based goodness, no silicones, no sulfates, no parabens, no gluten, and of course, cruelty-free and vegan. The In-Shower Trio of the restorative shampoo and conditioner plus intensive repair treatment turn your shower experience into a spa-like retreat while working to banish breakage. Post-shower, you got the glossing detangler, the perfect leave-in, and the lightweight hair oil. They are a triple threat for your styling routine because these multifunctional formulas work beautifully together to prime, to prep, and to finish for silkier, shinier, Jennifer Aniston-approved hair. I do not go a shower without using the entire Lola V hair care line. I'm about to have to buy some more because I use it anytime I wash my hair, which, we try to do that, every 3 days? 3? Is that too much? Anyway, unlock Jennifer Aniston approved hair at lolav.com. As our loyal listeners, you'll get an exclusive 15% off your entire order when you use code SheSpeaks15 at checkout. That's 15% off your order at LOLAVIE.com with promo code SheSpeaks15. Please note you can only use one promo code per order and discounts can't be combined. After you purchase, they'll ask where you heard about them. Please support our show and tell them we sent you. Your hair will thank you. You lose weight, it comes back. You lose it again, it comes back again. If this cycle sounds familiar to you, there's a better and more sustainable way to lose weight. You've probably heard about how effective Wegovy and Ozempic are, but there's a shortage. And maybe you're having a hard time getting your hands on some. Well, Ro is here to help. Through Ro, you can access prescription compounded GLP-1s with the same weight loss ingredient as brand name GLP-1s at a fraction of the cost. You can see if you qualify from the comfort of your own home. And if you're eligible for medication, patients have access to their provider on demand with any questions. And if prescribed your medication, it will ship to you directly in 1 to 4 days. Go to ro.co/she-speaks. Membership start at just $99 for your first month. Medication costs are separate. That's ro.co/she-speaks. Go to ro.co/safety for black box warning and full safety information. Compounded medication is not required to and does not receive FDA review or approval. RX only. All right, the party is now underway, this housewarming party. Schwartz isn't allowed to do shots, so he's acting like he can't have any fun. Sheena is feverishly texting Rob the entire party. And in her confessional, she's like, we're both laughing, crying emojis because it's bullshit. But then when they show her texting, she's not laughing. She looks like she is so invested and she's like kind of panicked and kind of paranoid. But then she like loses herself and starts talking to Stassi about how Brittany didn't even give it a chance to see how life was without Jax. And Stassi's like, well, you know, it takes a long time to get there. And Sheena's like, yeah, it took me 7 years. That was really hard. And it was really sad. But now I can't wait for maybe Rob and I to get a house one day. So like for now we have his place and his dog. And I love that. And Stassi is just backing away. Like, how did you make this about you? Like you pretended like it was about Brittany, but really you just wanted to talk about you. And why are you telling me, Sheena? Everyone's making fun of Sheena just being on her phone the whole time. Brittany's wasted. She grabs the handle of Fireball and she goes, where's Jax? And then they cut over to Jax, coked out of his mind, talking to Carter in the man cave. And she walks in and she gets so drunk. She goes, what the hell is happening? And he goes, I'm talking to Carter. I'm talking to Carter. And he's all nostrils. She goes, talk to me. You have treated me like shit. Talk to me. And Jax goes, you just walked in here and I was talking to Carter. I don't care if I walked in here. I put my beliefs in you. I want to work things out because I love you. And Jax, I mean, honestly, what the hell is she doing? She's just wasted and is like, now we're going to fight about something. Even though this is really not the time or the place. But Jax starts fucking clapping. Oscar goes to Brittany. Congratulations. Oh, you just... And he looks at Carter and he goes, am I doing anything wrong right now? And Carter actually tries because, you know, he's on the Kristen side. So he's getting all that. And he goes, it's not about what you're doing right now, but like... And Brittany goes, you all do whatever the fuck you want. Y'all fucking... Brittany goes back at the party. Y'all, whatever. But then she goes back and just starts like doing shots and doesn't even talk about what just happened. And Kristen goes and does a shot with her. But meanwhile, Ariana is getting the tea on the terrace about the audio. And James is right there too. And as Lala says, there's audio. There's audio of this shit. James at first had told us that Faith sent him the recording. But I know that there's a confessional where he is admitting, I think it's the next episode, where he's like, I actually stole it off of her phone. So at first he's like, yeah, no, she sent it to me. And then he's like, no, I saw that and was like, I need this in my possession. Okay. Lala then, okay, so they're like, should we tell her? Should we tell her? And honestly, this is absolutely not the time to tell her in any way, shape, or form. It is not the thing to do at this hour after she is already so wasted. No, don't put it away, you crazy. But instead, Lala is now convinced that this has to happen right now. And even though Ariana's like, should we do it right now? And she goes, do you want to ruin her night or ruin her life? I'm like, not at all what's about to happen, but okay. All right. So then Lala gets Brittany to come outside. It is like 1 a.m, I think. Ariana is so visibly wasted. She's like, I don't know what to do. I'm really sorry. And she's like crying. And she's like, Brittany's like, just tell me. Just tell me. So they play the audio for her. And Brittany is swaying. Like, I recognize it. She's leaning on her hand, but she's like swaying as she listens to it. And then she's like, are you fucking kidding me? And then everyone, guess what? I've heard the recording. You deserve to rot in hell. Get the fuck out of here, you piece of shit. End of episode. End of fucking episode. What a killer way to end an episode. No notes. No notes. We were all like, cannot wait for next fucking week. Okay, then episode 6 starts. Okay, they showed us in the last episode, they kind of like skipped over some parts. There's actually more to when Brittany goes from being outside listening to inside, and the dialogue's really funny. I'm going to put this on speakerphone for everyone. Guess what? I'm going to put this voice recording from Faith over the entire speakers just so everyone can hear it, okay? She slurs speakers so good. These speakers, just so everyone can hear it, okay? Jax is like, what? Why would you do that? Why would you do that? The guys get Jax out of there so fast. They went into like Secret Service level extraction. Like, let's get him out of here. Get him out of here, guys. Got the walkies in their ears. Jax tries to be dramatic. When he gets back, he throws his phone. And Schwartz is like, hey, that's my phone. I'm getting it for you, dude. James does try to stop them from playing it. So James is still in there. Peter, I would like to note, is also just laying on a couch in the background, not really doing anything, but still just like a part of it, like laying on a couch in the background. This is now what, like 2 a.m.? I also would love to know about the neighbors, because there is a lot of screaming and yelling. And, there's got to be neighbors coming out to say something. But James does try to stop them from playing it. And when she's cussing up a storm, James is like, are you going to let her talk like that? And Brittany goes, let's get the fuck out of here, you dumbass motherfucker. The way James runs out holding both the bottles of alcohol, it's like the way he runs out is always so funny. He's like, okay, they're all screaming. He's like, runs out. I love Ariana going, we literally have all the artichoke dip, all the Jello shots. We don't even need them. We've got the party. But I love that the artichoke dip was included in there. She meant that so earnestly. We got all the artichoke dip, man. We're good. James is on 10 coming in to the guy's space because he knows he had something to do with it, but he tries to convince Jax he had nothing to do with it. And he was like, it was Lala and Ariana. That's how the audio came out. And then, okay, so then he's like, okay, I got to go. Bye. I got to get out of here because I'm going to get in trouble. But then Kristen and Ariana go over there because they needed to get something from that apartment. And Jax is like, what the hell, Ariana? Why would you do that? Why would you do that? And then Tom Sandoval, who's also wasted, gets all up in her face. He's like, I'm really disappointed in you. And this fight is kind of amazing. She's like, it's not on my phone. It's on Lala's phone. It's on, you say no, with his veins popping out of it, just bursting through his face. You say no. The screaming. I'm like, you are in an apartment. I am just wondering, have the cops been called? Because the noise, It's not on my phone. Keep having Jackson's back, you fucking dick. Slams the door. And then he goes, just get out of here. She already left. Just get out of here. You get out of here. That's right. Told you to get out of here. All right. The next day, James goes to Sir to show Lisa the flyers for See You Next Tuesday. And then he gets to tell her about the night before. And I used to even use this audio as the ad break on this show. When James is like, Jack was like, hey, whatever. But then Brittany was like, why? Lisa's face. She's like, I'm not supposed to laugh, but James is like, it was good. Tom, Ariana, and Lala go to Sheena's. I really hate, for every time I watch this season, I hate this one line. I hate it when Lala does her stupid confessional and she's like, I am still very hungover. Let a bitch enjoy her bagel and mimosa in peace. Shut up. It just sounds horrible. I don't know why a bagel and a mimosa. Ugh, get out of there. And Sheena's like, breakfast is the only meal I don't cook, so I just got a bunch of stuff. I'm like, it's breakfast. What? But Tom and Ariana get all the way into it again. And she's crying and he's still just yelling at her and says, you never take any responsibility for your own actions. You never do that in this relationship. Ariana, I think we should just break up. You don't like me as a person. I didn't say that. I have to literally be up your ass or else it's not good enough. You're sure not up mine. When's the last time you took responsibility for anything? This is a through line in this relationship. A through line. Okay, I'm going to just move on because the better one is when Jax comes home, he says to Brittany, I have no words. And she goes, what's that mean? He's like, and he has the nerve to make it her fault for playing the recording. There's no excuse. You gave me your word as a woman. It was going to just be you and me. As a woman. You gave me your word as a woman. What the fuck does that even mean? I'm actually impressed that Brittany can recognize what Jax is doing. He got embarrassed, so he's trying to blame me. And because he really is. Jax is screaming at her and they're going back and forth. And it seems like he's not going to hear anything. But Brittany then goes, because you're gross. Go try and ruin another girl's life. You're dirty. And he's like, wait, what? And go and try and ruin someone else's. Wait, are you saying you don't want to be with me? He storms out. And as he storms out, he goes, take responsibility. And Brittany goes, you take responsibility, asshole. Oh, God, the state of their apartment, too. It's such a mess. This party is like still such a disaster. And she's just stuck cleaning it up, hungover, dealing with his asshole ways. God. All right. Stassi, Patrick, Schwartz, and Katie go to a restaurant that's in like the back of a hookah bar. It was interesting. It is so annoying how Schwartz thinks Patrick is so amazing, but it's also like because Patrick presents himself as the guy with the sage advice that's better than everybody. And Schwartz just like playing into it. Like, I'm just a lost little boy. I'm just like, I don't know how to do anything. Oh, Patrick. Oh. He also gets to be all judgy about the drama that they went through. And it's just icky. But then Tom, he goes with James and Lala to the studio in Burbank and he brings his trumpet. Okay. And James does an amazing job pretending he's into it. Like no one's even listening to Tom in that booth while he's in there playing the trumpet. And James is like, I love it. It's great. And Lala records like her, ain't no bad, whatever the fuck she's singing. Whatever the hell she's singing. Do something. Let's do something. Like, that's it. I shouldn't knock her. She can sing. Katie and Stassi go to Brittany and Jax's because they're not even speaking. And it's like they live in the same house, but they don't even talk. They haven't spoken in days, Brittany and Jax. And she's like, I just want to go home to my farm. And they encourage her to break up with him. But she's very timid about responding because you can see in her face that she's taken him back. You can see it. Like they're just like, you don't deserve this, whatever. And she's just like, I'm not going to say too much because I'm probably going to forgive him eventually. So, see you next Tuesday, night 1. Jax is fucking there, even though he's not working. And even Lisa's like, what the fuck are you doing here? What are you even doing here? And Jax doesn't even know what mea culpa means. He's like, man, I should have gone to college. So it's a crazy party. See you next Tuesday. It's all nuts. But Sheena and Ariana have one of those conversations in the back in the middle of this crazy part. I'm in the weeds. It's so crazy. It's so busy. And then they just have a conversation. But Sheena is so pissed about the Toca Madera Rob rumor getting brought up. And then Katie must be like cued to go in. They're like, okay, cue Katie. Then Katie comes in, and Ariana's like, okay, I'm going to leave you guys to it. I'm like, wow, this was very well orchestrated. And Sheena just goes right into like, if we could come to an agreement that we won't talk about each other because this rumor about Rob, you didn't see it. Okay. You didn't see it. You weren't there. But then Katie is like, well, I didn't appreciate my stuff with Tom being talked about. And Sheena goes, so it was a strategic move. And then Katie's like, no, it's not like that. I heard that and I thought, that fucking sucks. Okay, girl, okay. You both are doing exactly what the other one is doing to each other. You're both doing it, just so we're clear. Like, no one is more right or wrong. And that's a rare thing for me to say about Katie versus Sheena. But like, Katie, you literally just admitted, I didn't like having my stuff brought out about shorts. And it's like, so, okay, so you did it just to be, okay, cool, got it. No, it's not like that. I was just like, that sucks. Wow, I heard about it. No. Sheena, not done. She goes over to get a drink from Tom. And Tom, who has not brought anything up. Tom has said not one thing about it. She goes, I'm so sick of talking about this Rob thing. Every time I'm like, I don't want to talk about this anymore. People keep bringing it up. And Tom is like, the guy who literally didn't say anything. He's like, yeah, I keep bringing it up. She's like, I know. Because she's so unaware that he's being sarcastic. Because literally only you are bringing it up, Sheena. The spiral is real. Brittany clearly has to film a scene with Lisa. It's funny because I could tell she was done. She has her like, I'm going home jacket on. Everyone who like works in a restaurant has that like when they're in their uniform still, but don't want to be in their uniform. So they just throw the jacket on, the little sweatshirt over it. And I know she's trying to get out of there, but they're like, you have to go have a Mother Goose talk with Lisa and let her pretend to cry. So she's like, she sits down. She's like, yeah, I'm getting ready to go. And Lisa's like, oh, is it just horrible for you? She's like, I'm not being strong. And she's like, oh, you're going to make me cry. I'm like, girl, why are you going to cry? Come on, Lisa. Sheena goes up to Jen Bush, remember her, at the computers and confronts her about this rumor about Rob making out with some chick. And Jen tells her version of the story that she saw with her eyes, I believe. But then it's Sheena. Sheena goes, okay, actually, this is so funny because Rob told me, like, yeah, I picked her up, I spun her around, and maybe our lips touched. So like you're telling me the same exact thing that he's telling me. So this is fine. This is just funny. It's like it's not what had happened. It's not what happened. Everything you're telling me is exactly what he's telling me, even though it's completely not. Listening to the details, it doesn't matter because that's what I needed to be. And it's totally normal that someone would pick up some other girl, spin her around, and maybe lips touch. It happens. Lips just touch, you know? Sure, Sheena. Like, what a weird story. I picked her up, maybe our lips touched. If you didn't intend to pick someone up to kiss them and you pick them up and then your lips touch, that was like that was like a weird accident. Like, ow, are you guys okay? Did you touch teeth? Like, you know what I mean? Maybe our lips touched. That's a very intentional thing. Tom and Ariana have a conversation in the alley, which is just like, let's resolve this issue. We're good. There it is. Okay, cool. Thanks, guys. But Brittany calls her mom and then talks to her mom. It's everything. You can hear basically everything in the house. And then she goes to the living room and Jax was like listening to the conversation. And she tells Jax about the conversation. I talked to my mom. And then she's like, well, you know that there's going to be like requirements now. Like you're going to go to therapy. You know, the way that you talk to me has got to change. And he goes, can we say the way we talk to each other? So he's not going to give you anything, Brittany. He's not going to give you one thing. Not one thing here. And she goes, Jax, I'm taking a big risk believing in you. It's really hard. And it's a really hard, embarrassing thing. And he goes, well, that's not my fault. She's like, it is your fault. I didn't say it's not my fault. You just said that's not my fault. Those words actually just came out of your mouth. I didn't say it's not my fault. You just said that. You just said it right now. That's maddening. It's maddening. He goes, I would have just handled it a lot differently. And Jack's confessional is putting it all on Brittany. Like, yeah, maybe I cheated, but like, what did it take for me to get there? Oh, okay. Got it. Jax just keeps shutting her down too. She's trying to have a conversation on camera where he's apologizing and groveling, but he's not going to give it to her. And he tells her to let them go one day. Let us go one day without talking about it. Because like I can't pretend anymore. You're not going to get any of this groveling. I'm not going to do it on camera. Nothing. Okay, just shut the fuck up already and like get over it. You're not that sad. Okay. So just every single reason why she should have left this man. So, anyways, all right, that was fun. Thanks, guys. Love ya. Mean it. I'll see you next time. Bye. Thanks for tuning in to She's Speaking with Emily Hanks. This show is produced, hosted, and edited by me, Emily, and brought to you in partnership with Cloud 10 Media. If you are looking for bonus content, check out the Patreon. The link is in the description. To show some support, you can hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications so you never miss an episode. Another free way to support the pod, please rate and/or review on whatever platform you listen. It's free, and it helps the algorithm or something. You could also head to buymeacoffee.com/shespeaks and buy me a coffee or two. Make sure you're following me on all social medias. I am She's Speaking with Emily Hanks across all platforms: Threads, TikTok, Instagram, Facebook. That's it. Thank you guys. See you soon.